All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you daily horoscope for Thursday, the 5th of August, 2021. Got the moon moving through the middle degrees of Cancer, the moon home. And the sign of Cancer this is honoring our emotions, honoring our home, honoring life, honoring the emotional body, the non-physical that is very real in this world. The non-physical emotions move us, right? The moon controls the tides, controls the winds, but it's a force that we can't quite see happening. Now, there's a lot of connections that the moon is making today. All right, let me just show you. Let's get right into this here. We've got early in the morning, we've got the moon sextile to Uranus and sextile to Mars in Virgo. So, Uranus is going to be in Taurus till 2026. So this is going to happen every month. Well, right now we have Uranus also sextile to Neptune. Again, this is fate and destiny stepping in, letting us know, one, to honor ourselves, to take care of our emotions, to take care of our, not only home, but this is our bodies. This is really honoring our emotional body. And where do we feel safe? Where do we feel vulnerable? Where do we feel that we can creatively express ourselves? We have to be in the right environment to express ourselves freely. It's what part of this is here in Virgo. The weather has to be just right for the flowers to bloom, for the trees to, bear good fruit that year. If you're in wine country, it's like there's a fine point in time, in spring or, the end of winter to spring, where it's like if we get frost right now, it ruins the fruit, it ruins the crops. So it's like nature and everything in life has to be, it's like the right time for things to flourish, for it to be harvest season. So this is like honoring it, that things certainly take time. And when we honor that time and that patience to selves, we can really see great breakthroughs. And there's this Buddhist saying, it's like, doing nothing is doing something. And sometimes we busy ourselves to avoid the shadow work, the things that we have to do on the emotional body. And this sextile here to Uranus and to Neptune, this is like, really saying, if we sit down here, Mars sextile to the moon, if we sit down here, we do this work and we take the time and patience for ourselves, we can have these huge breakthroughs. Who knows how great they can be? And as well as Chiron sextile to Venus, this is emotional healing. This is healing addictions. This is healing stuck patterns and habits that we've been, doing. It's like, why do I do this? Why do I continue to put myself through this punishment or this abuse or whatever it may be? It's just like kind of this beautiful sense of healing self, and it takes nurturing time. Now we're going to move on here. It's going to be cool because that connection is going to flip later. Now we have a yod. Okay, the finger of God, the point of the finger of God here, the yod, is the moon in the sign of Cancer, home in Cancer. And the base is between the south node in Sagittarius and Saturn here in Aquarius. So this is about, again, releasing that old, releasing the past, having a vision for the future, and taking the time that you need to do whatever you got to do. It takes time, it takes patience. This healing, you can't rush a healing. Really beautiful song. Now we're going to move on a little bit into our day here. We get some really cool positive connections. Now here we go. That flip. Now we have a sextile to Mars to the moon and a sextile to Uranus to the moon. So this is an easy flow of like, look, when we tune in, when we sit down to meditate, magical things can happen. When we it's not just about meditation, just about taking time for self. It's, maybe this is doing laundry, and all of a sudden you come across something. It's like, wow, I haven't seen this photograph, or I haven't seen this in so long, and this, brings me back to a time, or this memory, or whatever that's gonna, trigger something. It's like this great release. This is Uranus's job, is to create release, and it's an easy flow. Not only a fated flow in the morning, but an easy flow as the day continues. This great emotional release. And that's what that yod has to do with. So it's like when the yod breaks to, releasing this old philosophies of life, that's when the sextile picks back up to Uranus. It's like, hey, I'm going to make this a little easier on you. It takes a lot of work to change the tradition. It takes a lot of work to change the past. It takes a lot of work to come in here with a fresh mind, to be, plunged into society and to try to create change in something different. And the universe is saying, look, we know that something is going on and we need to create change here. So we're going to help you, humanity, out to do this. And we can all see over the past year and way more than the past year, there's a huge imbalance and things have to change. And our personal identity, as far as how we govern ourselves individually and as a society, is very much in under the spotlight right now during this time. Here we go. Now we're starting to get, it's right toward the end of the night. It's starting to get there. As the sextile to Uranus maintains, we start to get a sextile to Venus. And the sun here, sextile to Pluto, as Mars is still septile to Pluto. So this is about change. So all in all, what this is saying is like, when with the moon here, or moon in Cancer is like honoring ourselves, honoring our emotions. The sun in Leo, still within a 5-degree conjunction of Mercury. This is about our thoughts. This is about how we communicate. This is how we think for ourselves. This is the mentality of having a yes mindset versus a negative mindset, a no mindset. There's a video I put out a couple years ago on here. It's in the Honest Insight. I think I don't know, some of them quantum manifestation, something like that. It's kind of interesting. It's like the LA mindset. We talk about that in this video, and it's like oh, what are you? They're a waitress, but it's like, oh, I'm an actress. So it's like they're communicating, saying I'm an actress. Like, yeah, I may be a waiter right now for you, but in their mind, their vision of the future, they're already an actress or an actor or a writer or whatever it is. So this energy is like changing our mindset. It's not I'm just a waiter waiting to get my big role. I am that, and this is something I'm doing to just make money in the meantime. So it's like, what are we? Who are we as individuals? Who, it's like we have so much energy and excited playfulness in us that it's like begging to be woken up and coming alive and saying like, you don't have to fit into the norm. You don't have to fit in just with everybody else. You have your own voice, you have your own uniqueness. And by you being the beautiful person you are, and by sharing your song with the world, people will tune in and sing along with you, and you can sing along with their song. It's like it's great orchestral harmony. So it's like not being afraid to step up, not being afraid to sing your song, not being afraid to take the time to do the shadow work that is necessary for us to clear out the negative mindsets, again, that self-sabotage, the beating up, and making decisions. Lastly, with Mars and Venus here making these powerful connections, it's like making decisions. It's the Bob Ross time. We've painted our sunset. Now we've got to paint, a big old mountain right through here. That's where it's going to go. Happy accidents. And when Uranus is involved with the moon and emotions, it's like beautiful, happy accident kind of a day. So beautiful energy, my friends. I hope you have an amazing Thursday, Jupiter days, Jupiter 29 degrees, the anaretic degree of Aquarius, vision for the future. We'll see you tomorrow.